On one fateful day on August 2022, I just came home and my wife told me, okay, congratulations, you're going to be a dad. I was like, what do you mean? My name is Kenneth. Sitting beside me is my lively wife, Eveta, and this one is our beautiful daughter, Krista Kwayu. Uh, Originally, we are from Tanzania, but currently we are residing in USA. So our testimony is about how God gave us the fruit of the womb, which we're, as a couple, we searched for more than 3 years. So it all started when we got married on 2019, December. When we got married, we were really eager to have a child, like as soon as possible. But as days, the month progresses, we started notice that my wife was not getting pregnant, and we started noticing things that were not initially there, or my wife never experienced when she was single, and also I never experienced when I was single. My wife started experiencing all these irregular menstrual cycle. It reached a point where, like, for 2 up to 3 months, she will not see her menstrual cycle. We started really getting frustrated. We thought it was a medical issue, and therefore we decided to consult doctors. Plus, that irregular menstrual cycle, also she had all these infections, yeast and all that, which she never experienced before. So we were really troubled. We started praying, but at that point, our angle was really, it was a medical problem, not a spiritual problem. So we consulted doctors here in USA. They did all the tests, and then they say there's nothing they could do. So they just gave us medications, and she just continued taking those medications, believing that that will solve the issue and maybe soon we'll have our baby. But it didn't go that way. So we became increasingly frustrated because that issue of looking for a child really take the center stage of our life. We couldn't really focus much on the prayer. Our focus was so much on to eat. So even me, I remember there were times we couldn't even sleep. My wife kept on crying in agony the whole night. I became so stressed, and eventually I developed this body weakness that will come exactly when at point where we think maybe if we meet as husband and wife, my wife might conceive. I'll become like chronically very weak at that particular moment. Plus what my wife was passing through, so at times we couldn't even meet as husband and wife. And then soon after that period is over, and then I'll become very strong and like if nothing happened. So with those kind of symptoms, we are like, okay, this is, I think it's more of spiritual problem rather than a medical problem. So we started praying about it, and we never fasted before as husband and wife, but now this situation prompted us to start fasting together, praying together even more. On August of that 2021, when we fasted, on September, actually, my wife conceived. We are so happy about it, and we kept praising God. But then our joy was really cut short because after just it was 4 or 5 weeks, my wife got a miscarriage. So it was unbearable moments because it's something that we prayed for over a year and a half. We didn't even have enough strength again to pray. We are like, what is happening? We thought like God has answered prayers, and then this has happened. After she got a miscarriage, she was admitted, and then we said, okay, let's make sure that the doctors get all the tests to make sure to understand the cause of the miscarriage. But so surprised, like the doctor came out and say, hey, there is no indication of what might have caused that miscarriage. Medical wise, your wife seems okay, the hormones level okay, the blood, whatever blood test that they took, they say everything is fine. So we went back home just really, really sad. and we're contemplating what's our next steps. But after a while, we kept on encouraging ourselves because we said life has to move on. We started to slowly coming again to a prayer life, asking God for mercy, ask God for forgiveness, and ask God really to deliver us from whatever that we are passing through. Because at that point, we are 100% sure that this is a spiritual case. It's not a medical case. Only God can solve this problem. So on January 2022, just at the inception of God's Hart TV, we learn about the God Hart TV through just watching YouTube. And then we say, maybe this might be an opportunity for us to request for a prayer. So we sent a prayer request to God's Hart TV on February on that 2022. Actually, God's Hart TV replied to us that we were booked for a WhatsApp call with Brother Chris. At that time, there was no this live Zoom interactive service because it was just at the inception of God's Hart TV. So we are privileged at that on that faithful day of February 2022 to receive prayer from Brother Chris. So as Brother Chris was praying, we felt this mighty presence of God in that prayer. And then suddenly my wife started feeling strange. And all of a suddenly she started vomiting. We explained that to Brother Chris. And then he told us that's a manifestation that God is working on your case. It really lifted our faith that really God cares for us and He is in the center of our situations, so we should not be discouraged. And soon after Brother Chris ended the call, my wife even continued vomiting. The odor was really bad, and it's not like she ate anything before that prayer. After all, we were fasting before that prayer. So we were really surprised where all these things coming from our body. But at the end, we gave God glory because we know those were like evil spirits that was operating within her and the stuffs were coming out. After the prayer, we were really expectant of God's miracle. We know the blessing was on the way, but because of somehow our heart were desperate, we thought it's something that was coming soon. Like after Brother Chris finished praying, maybe in a month or two, we'll see the results. But that was not the case. So it started really troubled our heart, and slowly we found ourselves we're going back again to that situation where we allow that situation to overwhelm us. So I started again experience like weakness because now we allowed that situation again to overwhelm us and forget about God's promises, which came through the mouth of Brother Chris. So at one point I called my wife. I told her, listen, this situation is taking the center stage of our life. God has already promised us that for sure He's going to give us a child. So let's just forget about it. Let's not try to be in control of the situation. Just let us completely surrender the situation to God. Let's just live our life as if this problem does not exist because God is aware of it. So we missed a lot of life because that was the only thing that we wanted. So the minute we decided that and God gave the grace to release it, my wife became much happier. I became much happier. We could talk about other things. We could do other things, So on one fateful day on August 2022, I just came home and my wife told me, okay, congratulations, you're going to be a dad. I was like, what do you mean? So my wife was pregnant again. So we are really happy about it. And we are really happy because this time it did not came out of the stress that we are having. It's just out of the happiness that we are having because we decided to leave everything for God. Through that pregnancy journey, really, there was no indication of miscarriage. There was nothing apart from just normal morning sickness and all that. So it went really smoothly until 9 months. There was some complications, like Krista did not turn in a way that's supposed to come out, but at the end of the day, she turned. And then my wife had one long, painful labor experience, which I think it's normal for every woman. And then on April 2023, this beautiful baby Krista came to our life. So we are overwhelmed with joy. We give, we give God all the glory and honor. Up to now, she's 11 months, gone to her first birthday, and she's strong, she's happy, she's healthy. She hasn't given us any problems, no like major sickness whatsoever. And we keep on enjoying God and thank God for God's blessing in our life.
In terms of your physicality, you said you were suffering from the weakness in your body. So how are you feeling right now?
Oh, now I'm feeling great. That prayer that we received from the brother Chris became like manifest physically. So soon after that, general body weakness left me, and since then I've never experienced any form of weaknesses in my life. And also, like, my wife can also attest to like all these infections she was having, regular infection that she was having. She also don't experience that anymore.
In a medical perspective, we did all kind of tests and it was okay. So you think like you are okay, but things are not happening. It was really bad and stressful at the same time, unbelievable, because before I get married, I thought like, well, we are getting married and right away we are going to get pregnant because we are okay, but it didn't happen the way we expected. So it was really painful and stressful to me. Yes, so we feel so happy, we feel so good since the time that we noticed that we are pregnant. It was like the door opening. We feel so happy and we see the world in a different perspective. So it has been a very life-changing blessings. And up to now, we really thanks God for that.
The main message that I got from this experience is, as much we value God's blessing, let's say a blessing of a child as how we got, we should also value God's processing. So after getting a child, later I had a reflection of what we went through and the spiritual journey we went through to get a child. So at the end of the day, it was not just a blessing of Krista, but us as a couple, we are also strengthened by that situation. By means, initially we were not able to pray that well as a husband and wife. It was just difficult for us to agree together, let's say, to fast about something. So our character to God really grew, and we came to appreciate, like, for this situation also, God used it actually to strengthen our spiritual life individually and as a couple together. So for whoever is listening, as much as you need God's blessing, maybe today you have a problem that you wish God to solve it. Also, you should also value God's processing, because once you value God's processing, you have the grace to wait for God's timing without so much frustration. And I remember Brother Chris said, the blessing that we receive is not the end itself, but the means to an end, which is the salvation of our soul.